Call this meeting to order. Determined as a quorum present. We have Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Flores, and myself. We do have a quorum. If y'all don't mind, please rise. Commissioner Wardlaw, if you don't mind, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. We do have a regular meeting, and then we had also an addendum. The addendum also starts at 9 o'clock, so it'll be part of our agenda. We do have minutes.
Motion to approve, Judge.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
I do have a couple citizens' comments. Karen Steelman, were you gonna talk about the wall? And Patrick Z will be there. Both of y'all, if y'all don't mind, I'll just make your comments during the item. We do have Carmen. Carmen, if you want to come up.
Good morning. Thank you, Judge, and thank you, Commissioners. My name is Carmen Abreu. I'm with West Texas Counseling and Guidance, and I just wanted to shed a little light. September is Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month, and West Texas Counseling and Guidance, we are joining forces with different other organizations across the community to put on an inaugural, so this is going to be the first Suicide Awareness and Prevention Walk. It's going to be called Shine a Light. It's on Saturday, September 19th. You all are getting copies. And we would love the community's involvement as much as possible. We are going to be doing it outside the county courthouse. We have already reached out to several different community groups, the choir, the local drum line at the high school, different other civic organizations, and this is still in the early phases, but it's going to be Saturday, September 19th, so we have a month. We would love all of the community's involvement. We are going to have a memorial wall. Suicide impacts everyone, and it does not discriminate. So we are going to have these luminaries that people who have lost someone to suicide will be able to put a picture and just memorialize those that they have lost and remember. And the walk is intended to be powerful, but also to remind everyone that nobody walks alone, because we're all going to be marching around the courthouse several laps. 988 is the mental health crisis hotline. So we're going to encourage everyone to do about 988 steps, which is about 2 laps around the courthouse. We're going to have these luminaries all around as people come and sign up. We're going to have shirts. We're going to have wristbands that if they are a survivor of suicide, they have different colors for different things of what they represent. And so it's just going to be a powerful time. Again, we want to raise awareness because suicide, it doesn't discriminate by anything. And so we just want to make sure that we shine a light on this important cause. And any proceeds, we are welcome to any sponsorships for any of the items, but also any proceeds that are collected are going to go to West Texas. We have a Zero Suicide Prevention Initiative. We go around town and do free Talk Saves Lives training. So we're going to have these blasts. I have already 3 scheduled for the first week of September, including a local business who's going to have it for staff. So just inviting any business owners, if they want to host a Talk Saves Lives, it's a 60-minute presentation. It's based on research through the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, the AFSP West Texas chapter. I'm a trained presenter, and it's been proven that when you talk about suicide, although it's very uncomfortable to talk about, it does save lives. And so the 60-minute presentation, you learn the signs, you learn different things. We practice dialogue of what you can say to someone if they make a comment, just to make sure that they are getting and they know where to go, and then you're equipped with the resources available in town. So Talk Save Lives, we're blasting these throughout the community. If you'd like to host one, contact me directly and we can schedule that. But we do have some local that we're going to be having in different parts of town. The library, the Tony Foz Annex is hosting the first one on September 1st. So just lots of activities, and That's all for me right now. Thank you so much.
Under judges' comments, the county will be providing a stage microphone. And if you'll get us, the color of lights, the light color that is associated with it, that maybe we can change the light bulbs,
Awesome.
while you're doing it. And then, if you will get with Juanita, under judges' comments, if you will get with Juanita and, see if you all can pick a couple days that our employees could maybe go to it, and then we'll figure out how they're gonna get compensated. Maybe, leave with pay or something if they're attending that. I think it's important. I know that we've had 3 or 4 people, in our county family that have had issues. And I don't know if issues are the right word, but if you don't mind, give it one, Ethan. Let's try to plan a couple of days for our employees. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're gonna go on to the addendum. We do have a hearing set for 9:15, so if my phone goes off, we'll have to go to it, and we'll have to come back to this if it takes longer. Okay. Discussion possible action, regarding border wall. We were in, Alpine last week, on Tuesday, did speak with Commissioner Scott. Individual seems like a straight shooter. He's got a task that he's been burdened with. I shouldn't say burdened, because like I told him, you raised your hand, said you would do it, so, now you're doing it to us. But I did tell him that, did not want a wall, absolutely did not want a wall. And then as the conversation went on, it looked like that wasn't going well at all, and I told him I asked him about a virtual wall, if we would end up with a virtual wall. And then, other people, began to speak also. And, one of the other county judges there did mention, that they thought the virtual wall would be better. He did mention that in, state parks and, federal land, that there was going to be a virtual wall. And what is going on in Big Bend, all the destruction, he didn't say destruction, I said destruction, but the destruction that's going on in Big Bend is for a virtual wall. Everything that's happening is they're not putting up ballards or 30-foot wall, but the amount of, stuff that they're tearing up, or ground that they're tearing up, is for a virtual wall. So it was, well, if you go from a virtual wall to a ballard wall, how much worse does that get? So in the conversation, basically brought up archaeological, concern about archaeological, the size of the cliffs that out there, that you really don't need a virtual wall or a vehicle barrier. Can you move it closer to 90 if y'all are just dead set on putting something up? We have 3 subdivisions on the other side of the wall. How's that gonna work? Have you talked to the ranchers? Your contractors needed to stay off the property. They're not welcome. They don't have permission. They quit cutting locks and chains. There were about 7 items that we hit. After all that, again, all the other county judges had an opportunity to talk. I did ask him, in my very unusual way, if virtual wall was off the table. And he said yes, completely off the table. And his comment to me was, Judge, every time that I deviate from what we actually have planned, I open us up for more lawsuits. If I stick to a plan and it's the same for everybody, he says the lawsuits ain't as bad. Okay? And like I say, it's very, 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 very straightforward. At the end of it, I told him if we were just going to get a vehicle barrier, what does that consist of? What does it look like? And he pointed to the guy down at the end of the table, which is the contractor for all this. He says, well, it's a vehicle barrier. And I said some few choice words. We get it, but what does that mean? What is it that you're talking about? And after we finally got a couple other county judges also brought up that, what does that mean? What is the 4 to 5 foot tall ballards, 3 to 4 foot apart with a rail? And my question to him was, well, we'd like to have a further conversation with you, but if we're not going to get a virtual wall, we're going to dead set on vehicle barrier, at least to begin with, can you take off the rail? Then we can get sheep, goats, cats, whatever we're herding back and forth without having to go to a gate that you're telling us that that's where we need to be. In my opinion, the way they're doing it right now, it's pretty much a taking. You're telling us where we're allowed to go cross on our own ranch. Not right. And after the thing was up, he said, you know, I'd like to have more of a conversation with you. Told him, I said, anywhere in Texas, I'm on a day away. Day's notice, I'm here. If you needed me to go anywhere else, I'm about 2 or 3 days away. I said, but, you know, do I stay? He says, no, I'm taking a helicopter ride. He said, this afternoon's busy. Tomorrow I'm going to be on helicopter all day doing Big Bend. Well, you know, why don't you fly on down to the dam? And when I started speaking, I did tell him that one of the major problems that I see in all this, the people that are actually making the decision have never been here. They have no idea what's out here. Absolutely no clue what's out here. And I did tell them, you know, if you come in, we'll house you, feed you, fly you over. Probably won't drive you because it'll take too long. And, you know, it's just not worth the aggravation because it's just rough terrain, rough territory. I did tell him, I said, look, you need to talk to the people that are out here. I said, we haven't had any vehicles out there. We haven't had any bailouts. We haven't had anybody driving through these ranches. We just haven't. So I don't know what the purpose is. Bottom line is, this conversation was 6 months before this administration goes out. All this will be built and more. Okay. He's got a directive. I think that if we continue to scream and holler, we have a better chance, you know, trying to get something done. But he's on a timeline, and he's on a straight line. He just feels like it needs to get done. He's been told what he needs to go do. And, you know, what happened in Big Bend, you know, sort of put them on their heels a little bit. But, you know, other than we received letters that were sent out, got the letter to David as soon as we got it. We're going to respond to it. I've asked David if he'd respond to it between now and the end of the month. Just listing everything, you know, everything that we have against this wall. You know, I told him it's sort of like spitting into the wind. Wasn't the phrase I was going to use, but it's really frustrating. It is really frustrating sitting here, and I can't imagine what the hell y'all are going through because it's going to affect y'all's lives. You know, I can sit here as a county judge and say it's going to affect us, but I'm not going to be the one out there trying to ranch. I'm not going to be the one out there trying to go through my own ranch. But as a county judge and members of the court, they've all expressed that it's frustrating because you just feel like nobody's answering. You can get up here and talk all day long, and it sounds good, but I don't think anybody really gives a shit. I mean, nobody cares. They have a directive. I told them that the numbers, we get a report, Comstock and Del Rio, we'll have days that there's no apprehensions in Comstock or Del Rio area. Not the sector, but the area. And then we'll get multiple days in a row that we'll get 0. I talked to some people out there, and, you know, like they said, heck, we've had, you know, the last 3 or 4 years, I think we've seen 2 or we've seen 4 or something like that. But nobody in a car, you know, and the frustration also was, and I told the guy, the contractor, I said, you know, we're going to have to go do a GoFundMe page to go get one of our residents out of jail because they shot somebody or did something because they got scared. Not because they were trying to hurt somebody, but they got scared because they didn't know who's driving through their ranch. Now they're headed towards their house. You know, and Border Patrol, like I told them, you know, we see them at soccer practice. We see them, they're part of our family. We see them every day. We know who's out there. We know who crosses. They have keys to the gates. But they're not the ones cutting our locks and cutting our chains and putting new chains on the gates that they don't own. But it was I was appreciative that, that he allowed us to speak. He did say that he would be reaching out again to us. And, we'll go to this real quick, we'll come back. And I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Open public hearing on the tax rate. Tax rate was going to be what we, overall tax rate was 0.4799. The M&O tax rate is 0.4327. And, interest and sinking tax rate is 0.0650. Again, we're gonna go back and I'm gonna read all three of them, that what makes up the 0.4977. That way we're just clear.
There we go, 4977.
No, 0.4799 is what it is. That's what you have here, but it's overall tax rate is 0.4977.
That's correct.
Okay. General fund is 0.4149. Interest and sinking is 0.0650. Road and bridge is 0.0178. The overall tax rate is 0.4977. So, does anybody have any comments on the tax rate? We're not raising the tax rate, but I guarantee you y'all are paying more taxes because your property values went up. Okay, but the tax rate's not going up.
Just out of curiosity, what's the M&O rate?
The M&O rate is 0.4327. You're the one that gave me this sheet. Why didn't you just tell me you didn't read it? But that was a good way of not making me look bad. Thank you. Anybody have any comments on tax rate hearing? If not, 917, tax rate hearing is closed. If y'all want to make comments, I made my comments. If y'all want to come up and make comments, y'all had a couple of people that filled out the citizens' comments. Y'all don't need to. Y'all come on up. You don't mind? Yes, ma'am. We'll have another one at 9:30. So if it buzzes, we'll have to take
I
off.
have some information packets that I don't know if is it okay if I just distribute.
You'll give them to me and I'll give them out.
I'm gonna keep one just so I remember what I gave you.
Correct. Thank you.
So my name is Karen Steelman. I'm with Chuma Archaeological Research and Education Center. I live in Comstock. I've been a resident there for 9 years. And I'm concerned about the border infrastructure for how it affects my friends and my neighbors, but also how it affects archaeological sites. This region of the Border Pecos is so significant it was designated a National Historic Landmark in 2021 by the U.S. Secretary of the Interior. And I ask, what does that kind of protection mean if our own government is going to destroy archaeological sites? So this contract was awarded. Ask yourselves to become educated about the border barrier and the changes that are happening. I think that the landowners here have power to protect their land, and I think we as a county have the power to stand up for our county. Where the current line is drawn, there are 84 known rock art sites south of the proposed infrastructure. 15 known rock art sites are within 500 meters of the barrier. So remember that a vehicle barrier is not just a vehicle barrier. It comes with, as we saw in Big Bend, access roads, cleared staging areas, trenching for fiber optic, and electrical for technology. A virtual wall is not what we are used to as a virtual wall. It is not the autonomous towers that we are used to in the county. It is actual fiber optic trenching, and it is very destructive. I was actually at some rock art sites east of the dam a few weeks ago and they are currently actively building 30-foot bollard walls there. And the vibrations just from the bobcats and the excavators was so strong that you could feel the ground shake beneath you. Imagine what trenching will do to these fragile rock art sites. So a couple of things. I appreciate everyone for standing up for the county and for communicating with people. It's very important. So I urge you to continue those conversations that you have started. One thing I'd like y'all to know is that Shumla does have a petition that says that protecting our cultural heritage and border security are not mutually exclusive, and we urge the government to find another way to protect us. So if anybody wants to go online and sign that petition, I encourage people to do that. There are over 28 laws that have been waived to do this construction, and that includes things like the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, the Native American Graves and Repatriation Act, the Antiquities Act, things that protect our land. I know that the current line goes through a cemetery in Langtree. So I just ask that we, as a county, can communicate with Border Patrol, with the Department of Homeland Security, with the county, with the contractors, so that they are aware of these things that are happening. Approximately 62,700 acres of private and public land in Val Verde County will be south of the proposed infrastructure. I calculated that. That's over 3% of Val Verde County. We're all stewards of this county, and I don't think we want to lose that land. We are concerned about access. We don't know if there will be access to these sites after the infrastructure is in place. I could go on, but what I do ask is I urge the Commissioners Court and the county to do a resolution like Brewster County and some of the other Presidio County have done, showing your concern for this resolution. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Shumla is here for a resource. So anyways, hopefully I feel very strongly and I stand with my neighbors. So thank you all.
Thank you. Is there anybody else?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I actually have a comment for myself, and then I also had one that was sent from a landowner, so if I'm able to read both of those. So my part of this morning's meeting actually comes from a meeting that I was invited to last Wednesday in Austin at Texas Parks and Wildlife Commissioner meeting. So this is just almost a representation of that, but I felt strongly about what I spoke that day, and I share that with you today. So I've been here before when this initially first kind of reared its ugly head in terms of what was going on in Val Verde County. So I'm a fourth generation landowner in the county. My family arrived here in the 1880s. I've mentioned that before. Some of the land is now within the boundaries of Seminole Canyon State Park. Locations such as Presa Canyon and Black Cave found within the park hold fond memories for me. Prior to the establishment of the park, my family would visit these sites for weekend outings. As a family, we'd picnic among the ancient rock art with my parents, taking the opportunity to teach me and my siblings to be good stewards of the earth by showing us Panther Cave and the meaning of other areas and why certain names were given to these areas. Through my childhood, archaeologists from the University of Texas arrived to document these sites. Their early research eventually led to the establishment of the park, but the story of this area rich in history does not end or become two stories. The area of Presa Canyon still speaks to the beauty of the terrain and the relationship my family has shared with Seminole Canyon State Park. My ancestors faced many hardships as pioneers. Life for early ranchers was challenging, but the dream of owning land and producing Rambouillet sheep and Angora goats became a reality. This legacy of ranching continues today as my nephews become the fifth generation on this land we hold dear. An important legacy of agriculture being the backbone of our country. In addition, as a product of Texas Public Schools, the importance of our state history has been a valuable part of my own education. In addition, I'm a member of the Comstock ISD Board of Trustees. I take my role seriously in the education of our students and for future generations. School groups such as the local chapter of FFA, we have the Shumla Scholars that the school has partnered with Shumla Archaeological where the students go and spend time with Dr. Stillman herself as their educator. And our grade school students deserve to know the history within the walls of Seminole Canyon. So obviously, when I was in front of TPWD, my emphasis was on the preservation of the state park. So I'm asking you today, as I asked the commissioners on Wednesday, to use your authority that Texans have entrusted to you to protect our land and its care the same way any good steward protects what was entrusted to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Sir?
I've got one more for this.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So this is from an individual. His name is Cole Brazil. He owns land out west of the Pecos River. My name is Cole Brazil. I'm a native Texan, and I own a piece of land on the Rio Grande about 10 miles west of the High Bridge. The construction of any type of area in Valverde County is absolutely unnecessary. The number of vehicles that have driven across the river in this area is basically nothing. I'd be happy to take anyone from Amistad to Langtree on my jet boat and let them see for themselves. There is nowhere to cross a vehicle here, and there are very few spots for even the most athletic humans to cross on foot. As you get closer to Terrell County, the walls are a bit lower, and I believe that if there is a place a vehicle could cross, emphasizing the word if, we should just build a barrier in that specific spot or handful of spots. I talked to Fisher Industries landowner liaison, Felipe. He said there is going to be a 100-foot wide easement cleared for a 45 wide asphalt patrol road and vehicle barrier system. This is the one-size-fits-all solution for Valverde County. Applying a one-size-fits-all mentality to a diverse landscape is absolutely ignorant. Why build a vehicle barrier where no vehicle has ever crossed? It is destructive and disrespectful. It is taking people's personal property. The unnecessary taking of this property is probably the most un-American act that can be done. Our values are based around the freedom we have to own our property, and the fact that the federal government is going to take it to build something that does not increase your border security is a travesty, and it should be considered a crime. Aside from the fact that no one is crossing the border in this area, there are several other factors that don't make sense. Why build a patrol wall that parallels Highway 90 and is a stone's throw away from Highway 90? Seems like patrolling on Highway 90 will work just fine. I'm specifically referring to the Comstock to Langtree area when I say that Highway 90 is very close to the Rio Grande River. Once again, why patrol a road here? Why build a patrol wall here? Again, a failure of this one-size-fits-all mentality. It is an absolute shame that our government is not gathering more data and creating a plan that is driven by the data. The most respectful thing to do would be to only construct infrastructure that improves our border security and to actually do the research to create data-driven solutions. Anything beyond this is an obvious overreach. I'm not sure what the motivation is for a construction project that does not improve border security, but does harm personal property and the legacy of many hardworking American families. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for your time. I wish I could be there present to say these words myself. Cole Brazil.
I'm going to make a couple comments. The alarm's going to go off at 9:30, and then we'll come back to it. And I was sitting here smiling. I don't want you to take that wrong, but we had Sheriff, I believe, out of Terrell County. This was a really good conversation. I'm not kidding. You as a county judge, you go to some things that you're like, shit, this is worthless. But everybody there had a comment. All the sheriffs, all the county judges, everybody made a comment. And the judge from Terrell County, sitting down there at the end with a funny hat, says, ain't one size fits all. Right? Just ain't one size fits all. Highway 90, that was brought up, like what you said. I mean, you smell the water, you know what I mean? You're that close. But it was, the numbers, you said data, the numbers, see how many vehicles have been out there. Look at your crossings before you go out here and build this. And that was one of the things that I brought up on the archaeological like I told them, I don't even know how to get into that, but we've got it. You know what I mean? I've been one time to Shuna. And I told them it's a shame that my grandkids or my kids won't have the, you know what I mean? I don't know what you're going to throw out, but it ain't going to be the same. Right? Whether I go or not, you're not leaving it for everybody else. That ain't right. Whether I want to go or not, doesn't matter. But it's not going to be the same. Let me go to this and then we'll come back to it. I'm sorry. We're going to open up budget hearing. We do have a budget workshop scheduled. This is a hearing for the public open budget public hearing. And then we'll open that in case public has any comments, but we will have a budget workshop when all this is said and done. All right, I saw some of the JPs come in. Anybody have any comments during the budget hearing? 9:30. Any comments? Like I said a little while ago, we will have a budget workshop not only today, but also on September 9th. 9:31, I'm going to close the budget hearing. No comments. We'll go back to the border walls. Anybody else have any comments? One of the things that we can do, David, we did a resolution on the power line.
Yes, sir.
We'll do a resolution on this one. Put something together and get all of us to sign. I mean, we sent letters. The Texas Border Coalition has been really helpful. The judge from Hudspeth County is one leading Texas Border Coalition. She has been really helpful, not only with this, but also with screw worms and trying to put people together. The one that helped us on the screw worms, and I'm saying this because we're probably going to need to reach out to other representatives, but Don McLaughlin out of Uvalde is the one that helped us with the screw worms and trying to get information to us. And again, we're going to have to reach out to more than to just our representatives. Senator Cornyn's office was there at this meeting. I had representation. Senator Cornyn's office, Senator Cruz, and then Representative Blanco. I think he was there also. They all have the same concerns. Senator Cruz's office, not as much. They want to help. But Senator Cornyn's office and Blanco, they have the same concerns we do. You're sort of building stuff and don't really know what you're building type of. Go by the numbers, use the data, data-driven. Is there anything out there? Do you have crossings? Don't have crossings? Like I told them, talk to Borg Film. They'll tell you where we might need it, or we might not need it. But is there anybody else? Yes, Judge.
Well, good morning, everyone. And I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a different perspective. We are kind of the proverbial end of the line when you're talking about this region. Why they keep lumping us in with Big Bend, I don't know. Because you have a national park on one end of the line and you have a national park on the other. In our particular area, what I want to bring to you, just like you said, it's not a one-size-fits-all. As our neighbors who have cliffs that are never going to be traversed by a vehicle, the proposed route on our land sits over 2 miles from, I'll just give you the edge of federal land in the Amistad National Recreation Area. And what that means is that sits on top of your county road or easement. It crosses your county road and easement in another place. So the county does have an issue in that. And we're here not asking you to do anything but partner with us. As landowners, we realize it's our fight. I saw a question this morning posted on Facebook about why are the ranchers griping. I was vocal ad nauseum during the Haitian crisis. And that was because it wasn't about politics. It was about we had a community that could not handle the devastation that was coming across our border into our town, being turned loose on our streets, and everything that it was doing to our county and our community. It didn't matter who was in office, didn't matter what the administration was, it was an issue. We were fortunate enough, we didn't have homes damaged on our property. We didn't have vehicles damaged on our property. We didn't have fences run through on our property. We didn't have some of the issues that other ranchers had. So it wasn't my point to stand up there and say, oh, woe is me, you know, we're being inundated. It was to say Val Verde County and the city of Del Rio cannot handle this. It was the conversations with grown Border Patrol agents who have served almost to the point of retirement that were in tears by what they were being forced to deal with on a day-to-day basis. It was devastating. So now here we sit. We had a natural barrier. We didn't have issues. You know, did we have crossings? Yeah, but did we have any more crossings than we had years before? Not really. So here we sit. My neighbors to the west are sitting on top of cliffs that cannot be traversed again by a vehicle, but they're going to get a vehicle barrier. Again, here we sit, and in that over 2 miles from the river and the lake are 3 subdivisions, Salem Point, Amstead Acres, and Box Canyon. We have residents here from those subdivisions. They're not stakeholders, quote unquote, because the only conversation on the table at this point is, where is that route going to lay? And here's $5,000 for the right of entry to construct on your land. That's the conversations that we're having with Border Patrol, who has now delegated those conversations to their contractors, who are contractors in this area is Fisher Construction. In Big Bend, it is Barnard. It's 2 different companies. Billions of dollars to be made. Fisher Construction has been sued by the federal government over border fencing. But yet, here they hold this multi-billion-dollar contract. And so now what that's going to do is you have stakeholders that are not recognized as stakeholders. How do they get to their home? What road access do they have? You know, yeah, it's going to be difficult, and it is, just like the judge said, devastating to us to continue to try to operate a property. Where do we go? How do we funnel livestock? Are we going to have access to water? Are we going to have access to pens? How are we going to cross the road? But you know what? That road's fixing to have whatever barriers on top of it, so that road is going to be a huge issue. Because not only is it affecting us and all of our fencing and cross fencing, but it's affecting every one of our homeowners that are out there. So as landowners collectively from here to the west in Val Verde County, all we're asking, partner with us. Make your voices loud, speak up, because eventually what's going to happen, property values are going to decrease. We don't even know what the effect to our aquifers are going to be. We don't know, and Commissioner Wardlaw, I commend you 1,000,000 times over for your dark skies, because I have the blessing of watching our dark sides every evening. And I can see the glow of town, and I can see the glow of things for hundreds of miles around us. That won't be there anymore. There'll be lights. There'll be lots of things that are coming. But as our county judge and our county commissioners, I'm telling you, it's going to affect our property values. It's going to affect your infrastructure. It's going to affect things. And we need you to partner with us and speak for us. And I speak for the people that are not brought to the table as stakeholders, because they don't own the land where that barrier is going to go. And if it really hasn't settled into you, the letters that we received, here's our proposed route. We're going to put it on your property. Here's $5,000. Sign this, or we're going to file eminent domain against you. And the paperwork says the right of entry, construction, appraisal, studies, whatever. Once you've signed, you've granted them the right to build. And in return, here's $5,000 for your trouble. And we'll talk about damages later. That's not fair to any one of us. So I'm just asking you to consider there's a lot more at stake for our county. It's not just about ranch land. It's about history. It's about environment. It's about impacts to the county overall. Just like I was in the media screaming, it's not about our county, it's about our country. These people are coming here, they're going into our country. We're seeing that play out day after day after day in the news. It's not about ranch land, it's about our county as a whole. Thank you.
And on hitting on her note, you know, that was one of the things that I told them up there also. We were in a very unique position that I don't think any other county that was represented up there had. We had, depending on which agency you talked to, anywhere between 15 to 17,000 individuals that were removed from underneath our bridge. From here to Hudspeth County, Presidio and all that, they didn't have that. So I did explain to them up there that, I don't know who in the room, because we sort of got into politics. And I told them, I said, I don't know who in the room is Republican or Democrat, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you I run as a Democrat, and we are not in Valverde County for open borders. We're not. We have a set of rules in place. All we're asking is that before you go do this to us, look at the numbers. I didn't say data, I kept saying numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at what's happening to us, what's crossed, who's crossed, where they crossed. We don't have this issue. And I told him, I said, and I agree with the sheriff down here. You know, and I pointed to the sheriff that was there. I said, you know, it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's just not. You know, Mr. Newsom, I think, sent me some pictures, and Clay sent me some pictures, and, you know, hell, you can't get up and down the cliffs. It's not a one-size-fits-all, but it goes back, again, it goes back to, I don't believe that the individuals making the decisions, not Commissioner Scott, but the individuals actually making the decisions have never seen our counties from here to Presidio, Terrell, Hudspeth, Brewster. They've not seen our counties. They've not been in this area. You know, they said we're going to build something, and they're going to build it. I would entertain a motion, if y'all want, to do a resolution of non-support and have part of that motion have David
Vote on it now.
that's how come I'm asking for a
I will
motion.
make a motion, Judge, for a resolution of non-support.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. And I'm going to go back to the Texas Border Coalition. We've sent several letters with them in opposition of this.
Can I, we have a couple of landowners from Addison Acres, if you could give them
Yeah, please.
a short time.
And it's going to ring in about 3 minutes, but if you'll let me go through this, then we'll get back. All right?
My name's
Sorry
Harold
about that.
Sharp. I've got property at Amstead Acres. Started going out there with a friend of mine over 40 years ago. He died, willed me a piece of property. I bought more property out there. My kids have grown up out there. I spent for me, a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of blood building out there. Hoping to leave something for my 3 sons. They grew up out there, coming in and fishing and swimming and climbing on the cliffs and diving off the cliffs when I wasn't looking. Point being, I've got that property out there, and I don't know how I'm going to get to it. There are a lot of unknowns here. And I know you guys can't strap on the gun and go stop what's happening. But again, I echo everybody else. Be our spokesman and communicate with us as to what's going on. Because again, my deal is how are we going to get to that property? Right now, I drive by Johnny and Laura's house and wave at them when I go by, and it's a pretty simple deal. I don't know what that's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now. So I appreciate what y'all do. You got a task, and I know your phone probably rings more than you want it to.
You know, and I asked the question, how's this going to work?
Yeah. That's
And
all I
and
want.
the way I'm
How's it
looking
gonna
at you
work?
right now is the way they're looking at me. Just,
Yep.
you know, I said, you know, how's this going to work?
Judge,
That way I can take that back. You know, yes, sir.
can we clarify something with Mrs. Allen and this gentleman about, and I ask him a question just so it comes out clear as to what this place looks like?
Yeah.
Across from your house, where you're down there, it's lake, right?
Well, a little bit of lake right now. Not as much as I'd like, but yes, it's a lake.
Yeah. No vehicle can drive across the lake.
Oh, heck no.
You've never seen a car come across the lake, have you?
I have not. I have not.
And your ranch is surrounded by the lake, right?
Yes.
We have, the lake on one side, we have the railroad and the highway on the other.
And that was another thing that came up. Hell, they can't jump the railroad. You know, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, if you do get out there, it's gonna be hard to jump the railroad. And I mean, all this, and I'm sorry I'm laughing.
No,
But this
I
is
get
coming
it.
up. I mean, you
And to
know,
put
this
it
is
in
coming up.
perspective, what Harold's saying, if you take the dirt road that comes to our headquarters, the proposed route comes right there where the Box Canyon Road and the dirt road meet. So, what gate do you have?
Or
Will
what?
it ever be
Or
closed?
what is it that they're
Will it
putting
ever
up?
be secured?
But that's my deal. How do I get to my home?
If y'all will let me do this real quick, and I'm sorry for all the interruptions, but, item 13 to consider, fiscal year 2027 county clerk's record archive plan and records management and preservation service plan for Valverde County. We needed to have an open hearing on the consideration of the record archives plan and records management and preservation service plan. So we will open the meeting. It is 9:45. Anybody have any comments? Because later on, we've got an item for this one. No comments. We're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 9:46. You okay with that, Ms. Chaplin? Yes, sir. Okay, we'll get back to the wall. Anybody else have any other questions? We voted already on a resolution of non-support. We're supposed to have another meeting at some point on, with Commissioner Scott. He did say that he would be asking us to come out again or have another meeting with us. But what y'all said a little while ago about the path that it took and what it's doing, all the destruction in that we saw in Big Bend County is for a virtual wall. So what's it going to look like when we go to a wall, a ballard, a vehicle barrier? You know? But either way, anybody else want to speak? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mary Fritz from Comstock. Thank you for having us make our comments. I'm kind of different than everybody here. I was told that since I don't have the wall being built on me, that I couldn't talk to the Border Patrol, I couldn't talk to the Corps of Engineers when they came to town to meet. But I own Zipperbeeler Bend, which, if for those of you that don't know it, it is a peninsula, basically, surrounded by 3 sides in Mexico with the Rio Grande going through it. I have 1.5 miles of property that I can get to my cousin's ranch because it is the most south of the Zipperbeeler headquarters ranch. So the wall doesn't affect me, but it affects me because we have no idea how we are going to have access to that. They're cutting it off in between us, between my cousin and I, and we have not had any cars crossing. We do not have the bluffs that everybody else have. Well, now we do since the lake's so low, but we can actually access the Rio Grande in several places. Back in 1968, when they put the dam in, if my mom lost half the ranch to the dam, when they put the dam in and it backed up the Rio Grande, we lost half the ranch to that. Now we're looking at what is going to happen. We're in no man's land. The whole ranch is going to be below the wall. And, you know, who's going to come protect us? I've been going down there since the early 70s, and it wasn't until the border was open that I saw my first illegal. That was my first time. So we don't have any traffic down there. We're perfectly content. I think I can speak for the Zipperbeeler family with the cameras that we have. They're working. They see, the Border Patrol sees the illegals coming, if they're coming, You know, those are working. Why not keep those? We have how many on the ranches? 3? 3, and then on the Pecos side, there's a couple more. And everybody is content with it. And that's what we would like. You know, we'd like to know what's going to happen to our land that's below it. Because we don't have any residents that live there. It's just our animals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
Right here, you can see on this handout that we have on the first page, you can see Zero Bueller Bend completely cut out of the metal wall. It's on your second page, it's on the first page.
Well, I know where it is.
Yeah.
I'd like to add just one more thing. Just in terms of the Salem Point, Amistad Acres, Fox Canyon, I do know, just through conversation, that people who have property west of the river, what they typically is defined as Dos Rios, people there are starting to get some type of communication. I reached out to 2 different individuals just that I know personally. I don't know specifically if they're in Amistad Acres, Salem Point, or Fox Canyon, but when I actually texted a gentleman last night, and I said, have you received any type of correspondence of any kind about the wall? And he goes, no, I haven't. And this next comment, I said, well, do you know anything about what's going on? And he goes, all I know is what's going on in the Big Bend. So I actually had scanned already the last letter I received from CBP that had that informational piece of, this is your time to comment through August 31st. I sent him my entire letter, but
That's the one I got.
how many people other than the individuals who are here today or that were at our coalition meeting July the 9th in Comstock, how many of them are not aware, and it's not fair in any regard to them. So it's, once again, we go back to several words, travesty, tragedy, tragic, in terms of, it's scary to me that those people who are faithful owners of the land, who've been here, like this gentleman said, 40, 50 years, and there's not been any communication like we have received as the affected landowner. Well, they're affected too. So I told him I would get him any information that I could, but how many of them are in the same situation?
We're gonna put the letter, or at least the link, and it's addressed to the Zuba Beeler family. So we'll put the link on our website, and then we'll put it out. We'll try to get it out on 8:30 Times. That way everybody can try to respond to this. Yes, ma'am.
Can I add one more thing really, really quick? I'd forgotten to say that, so this area of Valverde County, and it goes all the way to Sanderson, is part of what they're calling Big Bend Project 5. And that comment period is open right now until the end of the month. And so I urge everyone to comment on that.
And that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, okay, I was just making sure that
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
it's not for Big Bend, it's for us.
No, it's for everybody to comment. No, it's for
When
everybody to
people
comment.
hear Big Bend, they think the national park,
No.
and they don't realize that we are geologically
This letter here was sent
part of Big Bend.
to the Zuba Beeler family
I'd
and
like to
other
know,
families.
and You
Go ahead.
defer to the county attorney, or maybe, I don't know if it's something you can answer. Has the county as of yet received notification
No.
that you will be affected?
No. And that's been part of our conversation, that we've not received anything at all. And that was part of the conversation up there too. You know, Brewster County, they said, and again, it's not a one size fits all, but Brewster County was really concerned because what's it going to do to their tourism? And that's where they make their money, you know. But again, I'm going to go back to the people that are making the decision. The people that made the decisions never have seen this part of the country.
And you do have the maps, have you gotten the maps? Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure
Yeah,
if there's anything else that I can provide.
Now, we've got the maps. Carlos actually printed them, went online, gave him the link. He went online and printed them for us. We tried to open them up, but At the end of the day, we'll put this on our website, get it out 8:30 times. We'll put out the link, and I'll give her that right now. And get with Javier and put this out. And then we'll get with Jay also. That basically we have till the end of the month to make comments again. And we'll see how this works out. Is there any other comments on this? I'm not gonna say are we good, because none of us are good. Very disturbing. Like I said, it is a taking, in my opinion. And the 3 subdivisions and everybody else that owns homes out there, even though you may not have received a letter, you're still part of this. You're gonna be affected. Okay? So, are y'all good? Y'all all right? Okay, thank y'all. David, we have a motion. We're good with that? Okay, thanks. We'll give them an opportunity to leave, and then,
You have one on precinct 3, the other half on precinct 4. Lose contact with your property?
If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna bounce to number 29 and get done with Medea stuff, because there are a couple people here with leases. Mr. Gonzalez is here on the 911, and then we'll go to the budget. All right, so we're gonna get through, few items. All right, we're gonna bounce to item 29, discussion possible action on allowing the Brown Plaza Association use the county stage September 14th through September 16th, 2026. Motion to approve, Judge. Motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 30, discussion possible action to approve a lease agreement between Valverde County and Special Needs Trunk or Treat on behalf of Michael Andrade. Motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 31, discuss and possible action on approving lease agreement between Valverde County. A motion, Commissioner Flores. Who seconded it? Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 32, discussion possible action to approve a lease agreement between Valverde County and 911 flag retirement ceremony on behalf of Steve Gonzalez. And a motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second? Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Mr. Gonzalez, if you will get with Medea and just tell her what you're gonna need. I know we've provided, a podium and some speakers and a mic and stuff. If you'll get with Medea and just let her know that.
And some chairs.
And just let her know that. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 33, discussion possible action on approving a lease agreement between Valverde County and the National, Society on behalf of Jim Kennedy. The cave people. And we've talked about this before. They're gonna be at the fairgrounds, next year. I have a motion? Motion. Commissioner Wardlaw, second? Second. Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we're gonna go back to number 11, budget workshop. Anybody here, wants to talk about their budget or about the budget, their budget, or whatever? I have one item, county court at law. And I put it in the budget, but what I printed and took to Matt's office was not in there. It's on page 12 of 171, and it's software. It said 6,000. It's supposed to be $8,384. So that one there, like I said, I just didn't get it to Matt's office. But I would make the motion that under Judge Gonzalez, under software, it goes from 6,000. The previous year was 7,740, and I lowered it to 6,000. But it should be $8,384. I'll put that in motion. I'll second that. Thank Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0.
8384?
It's $8,384 even, and it's under the software maintenance line item,
Got it.
under Judge Gonzalez. Also, we had ARC had presented a letter that they would need $6,000. I did not put that anywhere in the budget. I did give them our budget workshop days today and on the 9th. They might be back on the 9th. I will get you a copy of this letter, but I will say that we gave $3,198 to BAM, and that $3,198 did 968 animals, spay or neuter, and then we've had chips. They've done chips 3 times. Well, we're going on our 3rd time.
Going on the 3rd time?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Judge.
Somewhere going to be about, I think somewhere closer to 400 animals between all the chip, all the services of the chip, of providing a chip for animals. And we've given them $3,198. So if we just look at the first case of spay and neuter, it cost us $3.31 per animal. ARC, they'll need to present their case back to us, but I did not put either one of them in the budget because I figured they could come ask. But just giving y'all a heads up, they asked, we are requesting for the county to set aside $6,000 per year to help us subsidize the 2-day vet fee. They had a 2-day event the other day that they did 126 animals, my understanding, between both days. But I'm sure they'll be back on September 9th. But I wanted to let y'all know that they did request $6,000. I did not put it in this budget. Neither did I put BAM in there. But again, when I looked at the numbers, we were at $3.31 versus $15.87. But I did inform them that they could come either today or September 9th, where we'd have 2 budget workshops. Right now, we're open for. Y'all have anything else on the budget workshop? No. If not, we're going to move on. Okay, we're going to move on. Item 12. Huh? I asked. Come on up.
Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. We're here today again advocating for our clerks, our chief deputy clerks and our assistant chief deputy clerks to get their title changed over to court coordinators and assistant court coordinators, which is what they're already doing without the assistance of any other department. And we are asking, Judge and Commissioners, that, our chief deputies go from their salary of $44,463.75, which is what they're currently making, to the court coordinator's salary base pay at $48,480.04. And then our assistant chief deputies are making.
Let's take one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you would be asking to go from 44,000.
463.75.
To 48,000.
4804, yes, sir.
So we'll do one precinct at a time, okay?
Yes, sir.
So we'll do precinct 1. Right now, y'all are at 44, like you said. 44,000, let me get this straight. 44,463. Since this court and the other court, and I know that you're wanting to change the other one, but I'm going to tell y'all how come I haven't done it, and I didn't put it in this budget. Y'all, yours, and we'll talk about yours in a minute, but when your chief deputy in 2019 was making $29,166, you're making today $44,463.75. You've had an increase of $15,000 Let me just do this real quick. You've had an increase of $15,297, okay? And I can take each one of these by themselves, which was a 52% increase in 2019 to now, okay? Other than the JP's offices, and because we've had grant money over there, this is unheard of raises, okay? So you're gonna go, this next year, you're gonna go to $45,575.34. Okay. Two of the members haven't been here, the other two have, but again, when we look at your department, precinct 1, when in 2019, $29,166. We tried to get everybody more or less the same and arrange y'all's dollars to where, because they were doing the same thing. And we did. But when in 2019, when I came in as judge, you got a $15,297 raise. I can't do it. It's up to them. And like I said, we'll take one at a time. So do y'all have any comments on chief deputy position to move it to $48,000 a year position because of the change of title?
48 what?
480.04 is the base pay for the court coordinator. And that's looking at the county court coordinator.
And we looked at the cases too, and looked at the type of cases.
Yes.
They don't match. Okay, and I didn't bring that today to be able to clarify on cases. Okay, but every case that you do, and all four of the JPs do, the county court at law probably does most of the cases y'all are magistrating, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it all comes through us first, and then, of course, it's going to be 4 JPs going to one court.
Yes.
As to us, it's just one court.
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, we're only on call once a month.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. On top of everything.
And that I greatly appreciate. And the inquest.
And the inquest. On top of everything else that we did.
No, I get it.
I just came off on call this morning. I didn't have a single inquest this week, which was good. That's the least thing I want to do. But, going back to the judges, it's what our girls are the duties that they're already performing and getting, we're trying to get them compensated to what they're already doing. It's not because we feel that they need to do that or they need to be making that amount. It's just what they are performing. I understand, looking at the numbers, and if you compare it to county court at law to us, of course, it's only one office, one JP.
It's up to y'all. Whatever y'all want to do, it's a matter of a motion, and a second, and we'll take each one of them separate. But again, I think this court has done a good job the previous years, last year, in the amount of raises, but just one decision, one vote. If no action is taken, then it stays the same, and they would be at the $45,575.34 for precinct 1. But what do y'all want to do?
Kind of comparing other chief deputies, the county clerk, the chief deputies at 41,605, the district clerk, under that, the chief deputies at 41,200, and your chief deputies are at 45. I know they're doing more, but if their salary is similar to other chief deputies, if not a little more, it's kind of hard for us to give them an even bigger raise.
If I may, the only thing, Commissioner, is that a lot of times in those offices, there's lots of clerks and they only do 2 duties each, or 1 or 2 or 3. Unlike ours, they do it all. I mean, it's just not, they're cross-trained. So they have to, especially us that we only have 2 clerks, they have to be cross-trained.
And
in my case, I'm asking for your consideration to have more stability in my office. We hired a few years ago. She was there a year and a half, and she went federal. And of course, she's going to do what's best for her, and I wouldn't oppose to that. She's entitled to better herself and her family. The second one was there for 7 months. She says, Judge, I can't handle it. It's too much. It was And I tell people it's a lot of work. And we gave her a shot, 7, and she came from another department, but she was doing only 2 things at that department. Unlike our office, you gotta do a little bit of everything, including deposits, including Commissioner's Court's reports, including the public phones. Well, now, last week, my chief deputy clerk, who was there 5 years, I'm tired of training. And that's all, at least that's what I'm asking, if y'all could help us out by keeping stability in our offices so that we can serve our community better.
And Judge, in yours, when we got here, yours was $26,004. So yours actually was bumped 18,000, that position, $18,459, which was a 70% increase from 2019 to now.
And that's what I'll
this
ask you,
court,
any
no, Judge,
consideration.
I mean, you know, my deal is, I told y'all that I'd try to get y'all there, and when you look at where we started in 2019, when I came in, and look at where we're at today, it's a massive amount of money. It is. Like I say, that one position is a 70% increase. Because what we used to do it before, and y'all never had the opportunity to hire between base and whatever the position was making at the time. That's just been done. I think we did it last year. When did we do it? Last year, the year before? Right? So, we know, or I know, I can't speak for the rest of the court. We have 334 employees, and I greatly appreciate, I tell y'all all the time, I greatly appreciate y'all coming up all the time and speaking for your employees. It's admirable. But on my opinion, I got 334 employees, and if I could give everybody more money, I would. I'd do it tomorrow. We're at a 3.6. I'm at $3,575,471 deficit this year using the excess fund balance in order to balance the budget. You know where I stand. It's up to the rest
And that's
of the
what we're
court.
here, just any consideration for stability in our offices. Because I tell them, I says, I just had somebody that's retired, border patrol, whatever, and I tell them, I mean, apply, but there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work. And by the time you know, it's like, I'm out of here. But like I said, we're just here for any consideration for stability. We need your help for a little bit more stability in our offices to keep them.
The chief deputy at the tax assessor, their new salary is gonna be $42,018, and y'all's at 45. So on average, your chief deputy is 3,000 to 4,000 more than chief deputies at the clerk, the tax assessor,
Same
the
duties,
district.
very
Well,
similar to our duties.
Well, it's a similar position, but they're still making 3,000 more. So for the 40 hours a week, your employees are getting more money. And, it's kind of hard to throw another, 3,000 on top of that? So the disparity between the chief deputy clerks is going to get even worse. And then we're going to have Loli and Esther and the new district clerk all say, well, we need raises for our chief deputy clerk.
I agree.
Yeah, so.
I agree, because mine was seriously underpaid. When we're shorthanded, they even come out and work the counter, so.
Okay, let's do this.
They have to do everything.
Let's do this. We're gonna take care of one, but if not, we're gonna be all over the place, all right? So let's visit, let's try to get through JP 1 and 4 first. Okay. If y'all wanna do something, it's just a matter of a motion, I would rather not, but it's up to you, in just one vote. If I don't hear it, this is where I'd entertain a motion. If not, then we're gonna leave it where it's at. Okay, we're gonna leave it where it's at. Your assistant chief, you wanted to go through that one too?
Yes, sir. So on that one, our current assistant chief deputy is making $37,124.81. And the assistant court coordinator base pay salary out of county court of law is at $40,602.04. So, and again, we're going back, they're doing the same thing, they're being cost strained.
So, and I could read you the numbers because I have the assistant chief. The numbers aren't as great as the chief deputy, but y'all get the gist.
Yeah.
We've given them from 2019 to now a massive amount of raises. Again, if y'all have questions, concerns, or just will I'd entertain a motion to bring up, to change the.
Judge, I have a question real quick. Are these salaries at the cost of living level? Are they under the cost of living level?
What they're currently making, Commissioner?
What they're making, yeah.
What do you mean cost of living?
Well, I mean, you know, they've been getting a raise every year, right? I mean, so, and big raises, I mean, like what I'm seeing here, is there a problem there with the cost of living? I mean, do they need more money to survive or?
We always all need.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, there's a budget and there's a
137.
level that we can only give so much.
And it's understandable, Commissioner. You know, I mean, we're just up here advocating for our girls, and that's what we're trying to do.
I would be doing the same thing.
Fair, yeah.
So last year, they were at 37,000, and the previous year, they were 29. And during that budget workshop, I went and set all of their salaries after discussion with the judge. We compared assistant chief deputies in the other offices, and the judge did see the disparity, and we discussed it. So they got like an $8,000 raise last year out of, negotiating with the judge. And
I'm negotiating, basically, I screwed up. Well, I mean, because we talked about it. I had not put it in. We talked about it. I didn't put it in. When he came, I said, look, he's wrong. Y'all are wrong. But y'all are wrong. So I went and got my book, and I was wrong. And that's how come y'all got the raise. Because I told y'all this is what I would work towards. I didn't do it, and it wasn't in the budget. And when he came, he says, something's wrong here. And I said, no, all of y'all are wrong. And when I pulled my book that I wrote notes on, I was wrong. So I told y'all, look, when I came in, that I'd try to get you to a point, right?
Right.
And that's how come that raise. Either way.
so what we've tried to do is have some parity between the offices so that one can't say that this chief deputy is more than my chief deputy or this assistant chief deputy. So there's parity, but you all are still at the high end of the parity. So it's kind of hard for us to give you another 3,000-4,000 on top of that, because then it just makes the gap with other offices that much wider. So I hope you understand, but the raise you all got last year was huge. I don't think anybody's ever gotten an $8,000 raise, and it was just to correct an oversight. So,
oversight? Screw up.
Okay, well, I was being nice.
If I may, y'all are comparing them, right, but the thing is, I am always being compared to the district clerk's office also, right? But everything that my clerks do in criminal and civil and the probate, it's all generated by them and everybody else. So we get everything from everybody. It's not just.
Okay, let's do this, because we're gonna get off.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to change the titles? I'll entertain a motion right now. Okay, then it'll stay at the $39,590.43. Thank you, judges. You have something else?
No, sir.
No,
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
God bless y'all.
Thank y'all for
Thank you
your
very
time.
much for your
Judge,
time.
did you want to say something while we're working on JP's?
I don't have anything to add to what the other judges.
And y'all know my opinion, and I'm sorry, but I really greatly appreciate y'all coming. Thank y'all, I really do. And we will get everybody closer to where y'all believe they need to be, I promise, okay?
I do have one comment.
Okay?
Having been on your side of this with the city, I understand the difficulties of trying to balance the budget. And although I would like to have seen this pass, however, I understand completely the fact that you have done so much for the JP offices, and I appreciate everything that you have done.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Ms. Garcia, do you want to say something?
Well, just, yeah, that the girls are cross-trained, and if, we're shorthanded, they do have to work the counter because, we're shorthanded, but, yeah, my girls.
And I would say to that is that
Do
I
work
think every department, you have your purchasing where everybody can do everything, have an auditor's office where they can go back and forth. I think even in y'all's departments, y'all have heavy equipment operators, light equipment operators, but they all jump on whatever they need to jump on. Pardon. I want to tell you, I mean, as far as more work, I can tell y'all that while I've been here as judge, I've lied a lot and telling people that it's going to slow down, and it just seems like, hell, it just, I've got Ram, he told me the other day I have so much stuff on my plate, and this and that, so I'll just get you a bigger plate, you'll be fine. Right about. But it is amazing when you go from, when your budget, overall general fund budget increases, when I came into about $10 million more from 2019 to now. I think we're about 19, and now we're at the 30 million in general fund. You have a road and bridge that went up, when I came in, when we came in together, it went up, 1.6 million out of a $3.6 million budget.
Because we're a willing county, which means that we take anybody from all over Texas, so.
Well, I can tell you that, salaries that we used to have in 2019 to now, it's increased a lot. I mean, a lot. And you look at, our attorney's office, our district attorney's office, Jesus Christ. I mean, everybody's doing more, and I get it.
And I don't go and look at everybody's budget. I don't compare salaries, but from what I'm hearing, yeah, my girls are, my chiefs are paid less.
Well, and
Maybe I should have brought that up.
No, it don't matter. I mean, when we came in 2019, in 2011, Judge Allen took a salary that was a $16,000, put it $19,000. And then when we came in, that $21,000, $22,000 salary is now a $30,000 salary. And we did that court at that time, the first year, as a matter of fact, reevaluated all the positions, and a lot of people got major bumps, right? And try to get the classifications the same. If you're advocating for more money, this would be the time to advocate for more money.
Well, I didn't bring papers or anything.
You got another opportunity on the night.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll do some numbers when you show up. Okay.
Can I bring you an opportunity on the night?
Yeah, you can. It'd be real hard since you're getting two different clerks also, clerk ones.
But the same thing is that I don't need to tell y'all how much more work my clerks are gonna be doing now.
But y'all also close early
No,
at 4:45.
well, that's because we have to count the money and do
And
it.
again, that's never happened before, but y'all close early. I mean, we went this year to a 40-hour week, which 130 hours more per person than what we've ever had, paid for. Not only that, but the raise that we put on was also part of the 130 hours. Is that correct, Mike? Right? Not only did we give the raise in this year that we're in now, we gave it also on the 130 hours that we paid for. And you know what? I'm not mad. It's just that I have to look at this, and I'm going to get hammered because of the amount of money that I'm using between revenue and expenses. And if I was in your shoes, I'd be doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I'd be advocating for more money. But again, y'all will have an opportunity on the 9th. That work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Jesus Christ. When I looked at the clock, it was like, wow, I'm not moving too fast today.
Balance the books, Mrs. Chapoy, I understand you've got to balance your money. I'd rather you close 15 minutes early than us pay you all overtime.
That's the way I thought.
Are we good?
Good.
Okay. All right, budget workshop's closed, set salaries for elected officials. Basically, I should have got this one. It's next to you somewhere, I think. Did you get it, Commissioner? There, no. I'll give you another. I got a bunch of copies. These are the same salaries that we set the last time when I presented the budget. Those same salaries that we set. I'll entertain a motion to.
Motion, Judge, to set salaries for elected officials.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries, 5-0. All right, we're gonna go on down to item 16, discussion and/or action on accepting fiscal year 2027 County Clerk's Records Archives Plan and Records Management and Preservation Services Plan for Valverde County.
Motion approved, Judge.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 17, discussion and/or action or information on posting 4x4 signs.
Motion approved, Judge.
Okay. Motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second?
Second, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries. Motion carries 5-0. Item 18, discussion and/or action to approve treasurer's report. Do we have one?
There's none.
Yes.
There is one.
There should be. You think someone else?
I didn't.
Motion approved. Okay, y'all have one?
What number is it?
18, sir?
I don't see one.
It's not in our packet.
It's not in our packet.
No?
Computer's locked.
No.
It's
It goes
good,
from
right?
17 to 20.
We can get it out? You want to table it and I'll get y'all copies?
Motion to table, Judge, item number 18.
Second. Edward, can you have a copy? Okay, where they can look at it. Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. We'll bring it back. Item 19, discussion of possible action on a resolution to approve or reject Valverde County Appraisal District. This one here, it is a preliminary, it is not a final, so we don't really need to take action on it. And it seems the more we discuss it, the more
Is it a tricky one, Judge?
no, I get more upset. Yeah, it is tricky. Yeah, it is tricky. The last time we were up here, I said that it was double dipping because of the years of service. My understanding is from 1998 to 2004, there was nothing in place. Right? Can't find it.
I don't know, I wasn't provided anything.
Okay. So from 98 to 2004, y'all didn't have anything, right? Okay. So from 2004 to 2024, y'all were on one plan. And then 2025, y'all went to this other plan, right? But y'all are from 2004 to 2024, y'all had a retirement plan then, right? But this new retirement plan, y'all want to go back and sort of pay for those years also through the new retirement plan.
Well, they're two different plans. Do you want me to come up to?
If you don't mind. Yeah, and that's just it. That's what I'm getting at. You have two different plans. We already paid for one.
I know, and we had a special called meeting, and I tried to invite the judge and county commissioners. I think Commissioner Garcia was the only one in the audience, but we had the plan representative there to try to explain. The 457B plan was a voluntary plan. So that's a matching contribution. Years of service were not calculated into that. There was a vesting period, but that's all. There was no monetary credit for years of service. With TCDRS, you have a monetary prior year service credit. That at the time of retirement, there's a calculation that is applied, and you get monetary prior service credit for those years that you've worked. So they're two very different plans, not
So
the
we
same.
have people that might not have participated in the first plan, but yet are gonna get credit for it, for their years of service. But then you have other people that did participate in the first plan, and they're gonna get credit for their years of service even though they participated in the first plan. Is that about right?
That's my understanding.
And I think the legality had changed in 2025. So we need to know when this action took place and who the board members were that took the action in 2024. Yeah. Huh?
The law went into effect 2005, Judge.
2005.
Yes, sir, not 25.
The issue that we're going to run into, if I may, is depending on whether or not the 457B delayed contribution plan was something that they actually opted into, or if it was something that was automatically just given to the individual. That's kind of going to cut one way or another on whether or not it should be included as monetary past contribution. So when we're talking about two different options, like you have the ability to have no financial contribution for the prior years, but eligibility for years of service for retirement purposes. And I think what we're looking at right now is we're looking to try to get past eligibility for prior years of service, but we're also looking for the monetary contribution for the years worked when the plan when they weren't part of TCDRS. Now, that seems to be kind of controlled a little bit from what I'm looking into is that's going to hinge a lot on whether or not that 457B plan was something that was just automatically 5% was put into an account for you somewhere, because then it likely is moving more towards something that you couldn't get double monetary benefits for. If it's entirely basically what's the right word, voluntary? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people don't opt into it, then on the legal side of things, like you could potentially give them both of the credits for the time and for the monetary value. But all that being said is you still have to make the determination of whether if it's financially viable.
Because we're asking the taxpayer to pay for funds prior to your service that they never paid into, right? The employee never paid into. So the taxpayer is going to eat up all that money in order to make them whole for years that they didn't have a plan, right?
My understanding the audit listed as a pension. Now, that could just be a screw up from the external auditor calling it a pension, because the 457 is not a pension. But it does say that there's 5% is contributed from the employer. So, I don't know, when I calculate the numbers off that, it looked like the numbers came to roughly 4%, so not a true 5. So I don't know if there's a vesting period before they start contributing, or there were a few people not contributing. But we know that for a fact, at least in the audits that I look at, the employer, the appraisal district, was paying with tax dollars into a retirement program for their employees. And now prior service is going to step into those same shoes and compensate that same employer, same employee from the taxpayer once again. Again.
So, reading this opinion that you brought last time, on page 2, I think it solves or it answers what you're asking, because it says that the governmental 457B plan was voluntary, employee-directed, deferred compensation. And then the next paragraph says the district fully satisfied its obligations under the former compensation plan when it made the employer matching contributions required by that plan. Funding prior service credit under TCDRS does not revisit or duplicate those obligations. Rather, it establishes a new retirement benefit expressly authorized by the TCDRS Act. So I read this last night and I'm like, okay, that kind of shit's like, we had an obligation which we fully met. And then our board of directors and our representatives granted prior service credit, which established a new obligation under TCDRS Act, which allowed it. So apparently we're on the hook, but it also gives us Section 6 of the tax code on the board of directors. It says that we have the right to overturn their decisions. The problem is this decision was made, what, a year ago?
2025.
Yeah, so we may not have the ability to overturn this decision, but we can modify things from here forward. And I think that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
So, on your budget, is preliminary?
Yes.
Okay. On page 8, where retirement liabilities, life insurance, it's now 132,788.
Yes, sir.
When I was at your meeting, you mentioned that you all were gonna have a lot of alternatives to discuss on the
That's correct.
27th. Okay, so what alternative led to that reduction of
So-
38,000?
So if you'll recall, when you were at the meeting, there were about 4 options that the directors wanted to visit. And those 4 options will be discussed at our first meeting since this has happened, which will be Thursday at 12 noon. And so what'll happen is we had to post the agenda and we had to select the highest cost option so that we can entertain all the options that were going to be discussed. So this is not something that's been agreed upon or approved by the directors at all. This is just one of the options they entertained.
This is the highest of the 4 options.
Yes, sir. We had to post the agenda. So
Okay,
we had to-
and what option is that?
This is the 5% employer deposit rate, the 150 employer matching rate,
Mm-hmm.
and 75% prior service credit years.
And what about the 50,000 that we had discussed about you all?
Right, so they're going to
contributing?
discuss those options at Thursday's meeting.
So this is 75% prior
Yes,
service
sir.
credit?
Oh, we're doing 50.
Yeah,
I don't know, I heard 25 plus 25 plus 50.
Because
I don't know.
at your
It's just
meeting,
like we don't have any information physically, we're just going on.
no, that's why I'm asking what option this is, because there was a lot of options that were discussed. And, the judge had asked me to bring to you using all of the 50,000 of locally generated revenue.
Right, and that will be discussed.
And I would hope that you would do that, because the more that you deposit now is less that we're gonna be obligated later, because it's gonna be able to grow. And it's better than putting 14,000 now, 14,000 next year, and another 14,000. If you piecemeal it, it's just gonna take longer to get this funding gap closed. So if you would consider using all of that money now, I think that would make us feel better that you all were contributing to your own retirement.
Absolutely, okay. And that's something the board's going to consider.
And I think we had discussed capping it at 50% prior service credit.
Those are all options that they're going to consider on Thursday. The only thing I had to do was, and the reason why this preliminary had to go out is because I had to post an agenda. And on that agenda, anytime that a budget is going to be discussed, I have to post a budget summary. So we had to select the highest cost so that we can entertain all the options that the board is going to talk about on Thursday.
So when that new budget is sent out, are we going to get actual liability retirements for each employee? Or is it just going to be lumped up into one account and we have to guess who that goes to? Now, back in 2025, when we had other budgets, it went to 5% for each employee. But now it looks like there's some 7.5% in there, but the actual premium that you're going to be making with TCO is a lot bigger than the 7.5%. So this liability we've been calculating is actually going to probably come up to a fairly big number. And if you had a 457, and the goal is to compensate people who never put money into it, there was a cleaner, better way to do that, just by giving them funds through the 457, as opposed to giving everybody who participated double payment, and then make the taxpayers pay for it twice. And then not showing it in the budget, that's a little disingenuous, I believe.
Okay. We good?
Yeah.
The retirement liabilities and life insurance, it has 132,788. Is there any way to break that down, retirement, liabilities, and life insurance versus all one lump sum?
Yes, if you look.
Because on the back it says retirement 55,9 something, and maybe I'm missing a page, but sometimes I do.
Okay, so what page are you referring to, Judge?
Okay, page 8. It says retirement,
Okay,
liabilities,
yes,
and life insurance.
and we can break that down.
Yeah, because, you know, the rest of those numbers, salary, FICA, Medicare, health, those 4 items are in here.
Yes, sir.
But then the other one is like all put together.
Yes, sir, we can split that up.
Those are the numbers I was talking about, Judge, that used to tie up until joining TCRS. And once upon joining TCRS, that number exploded, and there was no place for those to reconcile.
because of the prior service credit, because the only thing we're shown is the current. Like, if you look at your numbers on page 9,
That's the matching portion. So,
right, that's the 5%, and then it has like 7.5%.
yes, sir. 'cause
Which is
that's
the 150.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's correct.
So no, but when you lump it all together and then you include the prior service, it's impossible to reconcile to the numbers you're presenting.
And I guess the reason why they're not detailed in the budget is because they're not paid out until the time of retirement. So there are liabilities that are not paid for until the employee retires.
And neither are these that are listed.
I'd like to just address the part, if I may.
Yeah, you can do that all day long, but
Okay, he is my auditor. And if you're not capable of answering his questions either, then you don't need to be here.
Up to you, Judge.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, that was quick. Item 20, discussion possible action on force account personal, no, because it was preliminary. Mhm. We sent over a bunch of questions that have not been asked, and not been answered. That was a list of questions. Discussion and possible action on force account personal reimbursement for Vega Verde Waterline Project CFC 240-0012 for May, June, and July. Approved, Judge. A motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second?
Second, Judge.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 21, discussion and possible action on target range facility reimbursement, request number 2 to Texas Parks and Wildlife. A motion.
Everything good?
That's good.
Okay, motion to approve, Judge, item number 21.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 22, discuss and possible action regarding non-motorized trails grant 2026 site question.
Motion to approve, Judge, item number
Carl,
22.
you okay with the second? Okay.
And I'm asking questions, Judge, just because I didn't get them on my notes, so I apologize on that.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Do I have a second? Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 23, discuss and possible action. CFC 24-00112.
Motion to
Vega
approve,
Verde
Judge.
water line change order. Okay. A motion, Commissioner Flores. Did you get anything on that?
No, I didn't, Judge, but everything's good on record.
It is.
Yes, sir, motion to approve, Judge.
We didn't send those out?
I did.
Can you?
Yeah, it's just
can
on
you-
my OneNotes, I don't know why they're
They're
not,
not picking up?
they're not picking up here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a motion, Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 24, discuss and possible action on CASA Quarter 3 update onto Commissioner's Court. Are they here? You just, yeah,
Yes,
come on
sir.
up. I'd have bumped you up sooner.
I'm Dr. Mota. I am the volunteer supervisor for CASA Val Verde County. I'm here today on behalf of my boss, Ana Moreno, Executive Director. She's en route. She was taking care of some business in Maverick County where we hope to be expanding. To give you our most recent update, to let you know that we are currently serving 14 cases that have come through Val Verde County for a total of 27 children. We have 11 advocates serving those
Okay,
cases.
right, real quick. You say 14 cases.
Yes,
From
sir.
those 14 cases, there's 27 children.
Correct.
For all 14 cases.
Correct. And of that, 11 advocates are serving those cases. Where there is not an advocate, I am filling in as the volunteer supervisor and doing the advocacy on behalf of those cases. We have just closed out a case with a reunification, meaning the parent and the children were brought back together. We have submitted our third quarter reports to the Texas State Chapter for CASA. We are in compliance. Just as a side note, when we recruit advocates, we let them know they'll be putting in between 10 to 15 hours of time per month when they work a case. We are currently 200 hours over what the state requires as a minimum. So our advocates, the boots on the ground, are out there making the contacts with the families, with the children, with all the parties connected to a case, and they're putting in the time to bring information together to make recommendations to the court in the best interest of these children. So our advocates are really knocking it out of the park, and we're very, very proud of them and the work that they're doing. We are recruiting to start our 6th cohort, which began on September 1st. Yours truly will be the instructor, and we do have some students lined up for that. And I'm very happy to report that we have advocates from our community from all walks of life. We've got retired individuals, we have people from the base, different age groups that are coming in and filling in to answer this call to support the advocacy of these children, and I could not be more proud of our community for doing that, and could not be more grateful for how the county has supported CASA in our efforts to serve these children. So thank you.
Y'all have any questions?
I don't, Judge.
Great job. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, item 25, discuss and possible action regarding the use of Tony Foss County Annex.
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge, item number 25. I want to thank the sheriff and of course BAM, and that's going to be the 3rd clinic, Judge, and I mean, they're awesome. Everything's going real good on the microchipping.
Your second? Second. Okay. Can you get us that number? How many, we have a meeting on the 9th.
Yes, sir.
If you can get us the number that how many they've done?
They've done.
At the Tony Foss Center?
Yes, sir.
And then Sheriff, if you don't mind, they've done one, I think, I don't know, they had a clinic at the city we need to put some numbers together. That way I can justify the money. All right, I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Thank you. Motion carries. Discussion and or action to approve the installation for Valverde County to enter.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Money?
Second.
Garcia, you have the money?
Contingency.
You have this one?
Now, this is the one that's behind a mailbox cluster?
That's like I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
So the funds, you don't have the funds, or what we talked about the last time that we went through mailboxes was that if the commissioner didn't have the funds and if there's gonna be a large amount that the county would end up paying for it. And this one, you'd like the county to pay for it.
Correct.
Okay. Matt, there's $733 in contingency.
That's it?
No, I'm saying. I had said the last time when we were talking about mailboxes that money should not be an issue for the commissioners to put up a light at the mailboxes. And that the county would pay for that. So he's holding me to it right now. So I'm saying, motion should be to to approve the light, approve the $733 and that to come out of contingency. Are you okay with that? Okay. Is that part of your motion, sir?
Yes, it is.
Commissioner Wardlaw?
That's fine.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 27, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of caliche from private property owners at a cost of $5,000 per cubic yard and approve the road crew to access private property for the purpose of obtaining caliche and performing road repairs in Pandale and Juneau. Mom, what did I say? Well, because, yeah, and it's actually gonna be 6,000, sorry, I was trying to jump ahead. I'm sorry. It's $5 per cubic yard. All right. I'm sure do thank you, ma'am.
Motion to approve.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
It was gonna be a no.
Yeah, the total on materials was right around the $6,000 mark on price. Is that correct?
So far, yes, we're still gonna need more for Pandale Road.
Okay. So right now, this is also funds that was caused by, the flooding, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
And then the next thing is that, your budget's running really, really low.
Correct.
All right. So you just put out a deal for about 10,000 and something on fuel.
Right. Yeah.
Basically you need the $6,000. First, you need the permission to go get the caliche off to a person's property. And then you would be asking the court, the numbers that I saw was right at the $6,000 mark to buy this set of caliche.
Correct.
And you're wanting the court to set aside funds for that purpose.
Right.
The $6,000 is part of what we would hopefully be reimbursed back from FEMA. So $6,000 out of contingency, would that be okay? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's,
yeah,
no, I'm glad you clarified.
That way we're all, so I need a motion to approve for you to go through private property owner's property in order to buy caliche at $5, not $5,000.
Thank you.
And there's approximately $6,000 that need to be set aside for that.
I so move.
Okay, whatever.
Make it easy, you don't have to repeat.
New second.
Yes, sir, Judge.
I have a motion, Commissioner Garcia, second Commissioner Vasquez. The other precincts, precincts 2 and 4, actually had more money set aside in their budget for paving and stuff, in case something pops up. You all need to keep track of those funds. I know you were hauling crush base. Yeah, correct?
We're gonna start something this week.
So that'll come out of that, but you need to keep track of y'all's material.
And we're starting on
For
Bowling
these
Creek
roads.
today, Judge.
Okay.
Now, this $6,000, once we get reimbursed,
That'll go
this will go
general
back to
fund.
contingency.
Go back to general fund. No, contingency. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just worn my operating down to nothing that I needed to float it for a couple months.
I'm not, don't say that. I understand.
Yeah.
I have a motion, Commissioner Garcia, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 28, Commissioner Flores, discussion, possible action to approve the installation.
Motion to approve this light, Judge, at a cost of $151.21.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second? No second. Motion does not pass. All right, we did 29 through 33 already. Item 34. There was a question, are we good? Or we need to make something?
Everything's
I make a motion to approve page item number
Okay,
34 as presented.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I flipped too many pages. All right, item 35, discuss and possible action. Sir?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
I
To
will
ratify
second
it.
that. Item number 35, Judge.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, and Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Man, you were quick, you got up there and you want to sit back down? Man. Item 36, discuss and possible action on approving 2 new extensions to Spectrum, VoIP contract to provide, phone service for county
Motion
court.
approved, Judge.
Okay. Motion, Commissioner Flores, second.
I'll second.
Commissioner Wardlaw, any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 37, discuss and possible action to approve an extension of contract RFP 25-70 with JP Construction Company, Inc. for the construction of the Target Range facility, extending the contract completion date to December 22nd, 2026. Oh, I got a motion?
Motion, everything good on the number 37?
Everything's good. We had to go in and, we had to give him, we awarded the contract, but he needed, in order for him to begin to hold his price and order materials. So he didn't start construction until a little bit later. And then we've had some rain delays and other
Motion to
delays.
approve, Judge, item number 37.
I'll second.
Mr. Garcia, you
Second.
okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, how many days is this? I don't remember what the previous completion date was. Is it,
August 22nd was the previous completion date, because we had to issue that PO and notice to proceed for him to order the
yeah,
material.
I remember.
So
Okay.
we're extending it from that date.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 38, discuss and possible action to ratify the solicitation of rebids for concrete labor for construction for the parking lot of the Robert Bob Chavita Park. Motion?
Motion to approve, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez, second. Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 39, discussion possible action on the town of Johnson to negotiate with the highest score.
Motion to approve, Judge, item number 39.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second. Commissioner Wardlaw. Who was that?
And that is, Bollinger Drilling Company.
Okay.
And we're still gonna have some discussions with him, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am? Okay.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, and Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 40, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of
Motion to approve, Judge.
asphalt I have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Do I have a second? I'll second it. And this is coming out of your operating account, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 41, discussion possible action to award or reject the commodity bids received for road materials, asphalt and oil, bulk fuel, janitorial service, and to authorize county judge to execute a one-year contract with each of the awarded vendors beginning October 1st, 2026, upon review and approval of the county attorney. On materials, did you pick one for each, or are we gonna do like the last time, like the asphalt, we picked everybody dependent on price, and then we picked on the crushed base dependent on price also, depending
like
on
that.
where we're going?
Yes, and Vulcan Materials, they didn't increase or decrease their pricing this year. It's gonna stay the same as last year.
Okay, and then we had another one out there.
Vulcan Materials, Martin Marietta, and Colorado Materials.
You wanna approve all of them?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve, Judge.
Second. And motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second for Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. We good? Mr. Flores? Okay. Item 42, discuss action to approve the consent report.
Oh, my goodness. Contagious, right?
Second.
Second, Judge.
All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 43, discussion possible action to approve bills for payment.
Motion to approve percentage judge.
Motion, Commissioner Flores. Second.
Second, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 44, discussion possible action to approve the auditor's
Motion to
reports.
approve, Judge, item number 44. Everything
All
good,
of us.
Mr. Matt?
Everything's good. Those reports are in there. Just all the issues were taken care of.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Flores. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries, 5-0. Item 45, discussion possible action regarding the following certifications of revenue.
Do we need to do them
Y'all have-
separate, or?
I think we just do them all at once.
Motion
They're all going back to
approved,
their own
Well,
accounts.
yeah, they're all going to separate places, but they're going to their normal places.
Yeah.
So, okay.
There's no change of where they're going. Let's put it like that. All right. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez.
So now, with the exception of the last one, the appraisal district. We did get the $54,146 refunding, but that's going to fall on item 46. So we will probably just receipt that in, and then we will use that for number 46.
Second. Really?
Right?
Yep. If you want, I just thought we'd use that other one, but we're good. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. This one's gonna be tricky.
Okay.
All right, discussion possible action regarding the following budget adjustments. So we're gonna have to do one at a time. $23,928.20 from available appropriations. And this is what he said, that it would come out of the $54,146.09.
Mhm.
So I need a motion for that one to come out of the
I'll make a
54,146.
motion, Judge, that comes out of the 54,000.
A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, and Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. And the other one is, $184,000 from capital expenditures.
Motion approved, Judge.
With all the rest of it to come out of there?
No, I mean,
Well, let's do this.
It's
184,000 capital expenditures, judicial center to the following. And then the following is, fire capital outlay 75,000, county court at law 54,000, constable 1, 1,600, constable 2, 1,600, constable 3, 1,600, constable 4, 1,600, and the county attorney's office for Donnie 1,600. All those are bulletproof vests. Now, Geo is 39,000, but, we'll have to take care of something else later on that one because of the Geo courtroom. The district judges are gonna be able to have Zoom, hold court at Geo. And this is all to help them, with their cases. That way they don't have to transfer the cases, the members back, the prisoners back and forth. So we're at 39,000. the voter registration, the $7,000, you
My
have,
equipment, is that my?
that's your
computer
equipment, that's your printers and some computers.
For two positions.
Yes. It was computers that you sent around. There was 2 monitors, 2 computers, and some printers, 2 printers. And that was $7,000. 6,000 and change, 7,000.
I never knew the number.
Yeah, you sent me the deal.
Sounds right.
All that would come out of, or all that totals to the 184. Are you good with that motion?
It's actually 183, Judge. but
Well,
That's fine.
Yeah.
We got it.
183?
well, because it's, yeah.
Yeah, because the fire truck got lowered.
You want to do 183, 184.
Pardon?
You want to do 183, 184. Budget adjustment says 184.
It doesn't. We do 184, we're gonna have 1,000 left over, so.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you. Okay.
Sounds good.
We'll find a home.
We'll find it. All right.
Commissioner Flores, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Item 47, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B 551.01, parentheses 1, parentheses, contemplated litigation, C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, and lease or value of real property, possible action, open session thereafter, D 551.073, regarding negotiated contract, lease or value of real property, possible action, open session thereafter, E 551.076, regarding security advice, security audits, and/or security personnel. All right. That could keep going, right? All right. Those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. We are going to go to, commissioners' comments.
Judge, I just wanted the public know, we've already started on repairs up north, concerning some of that flooding damage that we had up on, Dolan Creek Road and Myers Road. So we'll be up there for a few more weeks, just letting the public know. Our people been calling, when we're headed out there. Well, we're out there already as of today, just letting the public know.
Commissioner Garcia,
Oh, I'm good.
but you're gonna be out there too, no?
Yeah, well, we've spent the last 2 weeks on Juneau Road, and we started on Pandale Road. So we're trying to take care as much as possible, and we're heading to Austin for a tech conference for this week, so it's been productive here lately.
I wanted to recognize Valverde County employee Stephen Garza was going to go get trained in the IT department on the fiber optic cable and being able to splice that stuff, and it was going to take up the entire IT budget to do so. He went out and found veterans benefits and ended up getting paid for through the veterans benefits. It's really neat. Did not use county funds, and he is fiber optic trained, and now we can do a lot more projects.
Good.
All right. Good.
It's good employee.
Yes, Judge, on the 23 acres that we've been working on concerning soccer and baseball fields, football fields, we've ordered goalies, baseball nets, plates, and the machine to mark the outskirts of the fields. We're getting ready to do something pretty quick for the next couple of months. Get some fields ready for the local leagues.
Okay. Shine a light. Like I said earlier, it's on Saturday, September 19th, starts at 8 o'clock here at the courthouse. West Texas Counseling and Guidance. You'd be surprised, the need for counseling when it comes to this. I know y'all wouldn't because y'all see this. But it is something that we have employees that are meeting with their kids. We just, if y'all get a chance just to come out, and show support for the group. Did you get the flyer? Okay. I think it's extremely important. You just, till you sit here or sit on the court, you don't realize what's going on with mental health. You don't realize, we all sort of live in our own world. But this is crazy. I think when we first came in as judge, I think we had about 5 or 6 cases that the sheriff came in that, what are we going to do? We had people peeling themselves and eating themselves. And then we had, and I know, this is different, but it is still part of it. I mean, they're dealing with it. We had an individual that kept trying to break into home, or not break in, he thought it was his house. We had another individual that, was eating his own feces. I mean, it's hard, but it's unbelievable what people go through. I think they just need to know that there is help, that somebody cares, somebody gives a shit. We care as a community. Either way, September 19th, if y'all have a chance to come by, we will post it in case y'all just want to come by and do a walk with them or whatever. I think it's important that we show support. I will get with Juanita that she'll do get with them with West Texas to see about doing putting on something for our employees to try to recognize what our kids may be going through and try to get them help. But either way, and again, my wife hadn't said it, almost forgot this morning. Today's my wife's birthday, so I wish her a happy birthday. So that's all I had. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez, second. Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. We are adjourned.